What if you could transform the choices you make and unlock your business potential? Every decision you make has the power to shift your path. You have the ability to make inspired choices that drive growth and sales. Get ready to tap into the innovative power within you. Now, here's your host of Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
Yes, here I am, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you ready to really lean into knowing that you can make a choice that changes everything in your life and in your business? Thank you for joining me. I am Christine McIver. I'm the host of Inspired Choices for Business Growth, a podcast, a TV cast, a live show that really invites you into looking at what you could be doing as an entrepreneur to really step into that energy of CEO and have it be pleasurable, have it be something that contributes both personal development growth as well as financial growth. And I do challenge you. And sometimes I highlight on areas that are people try to avoid. We don't want to do that. So today we're talking all about where you're sabotaging your business. Again, a topic that a lot of people don't want to look at, don't want to think is real. It's real, my friends. And when you're willing to look at it, when you're really willing to lean into the truth, this is where things can start to really escalate. This is where you can step into the energy and the physicality of the truth of how brilliant you are, the abilities that you truly have to step up and be the CEO of your business and of your life. So I'm going to read the show notes and then we're going to jump right in. Again, if you have any questions, you could always email me, Christine at christinemciver.com. Check out my website, christinemciver.com. Send me an email. We can chat. Let's change things for you and your business. So, where you're sabotaging your business. This episode is going to cut straight through the noise and calling out the truth most entrepreneurs avoid. You are the biggest threat to your own business growth. Oh, I know that probably bites. In today's show, I'm going to challenge high-achieving business owners to confront the hidden patterns, excuses, and unconscious choices that are quietly capping their success. This is not about blame. This is about radical ownership. So this show is for you if you are looking to grow in your business or you feel like you've hit a plateau, right? If you're stuck, plateaued, or pushing harder without results, this episode is going to show you exactly where you're getting in your own way and how to shift from self-sabotage into decisive CEO level leadership. So, yeah, I know that kind of probably bites, but here's the deal. If you're somebody that's listening to this show, there is a part of you that knows there's something there. Maybe you haven't been looked at it before now. Maybe it's something that you genuinely have been avoiding. Maybe you want to call bullshit on what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with that. You can absolutely do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my knowledge with you. I'm going to share my expertise with you. You get to choose what you do with it. So the first point that I really want you to look at is, what are you avoiding? Where are you avoiding the hard truth? Where? Do you acknowledge that you are avoiding the hard truth? So you're holding back. You already know you're holding back. You're just not willing to say it out loud. How many of you feel like you're in that space? How many of you just get kind of like, that's uncomfortable for me? That's something for you to look at. If you get this hit in your gut, wow, that's really uncomfortable for me, there's some truth in this for you. And this is where I want to invite you into just dropping all the judgment of yourself. Drop all the shame, drop all the humiliation, drop everything that holds you back from really just looking at what is really true. So, one of the things for me that I've done over the years is I've often said, I need to step up. I need to step up more. I need to step up. And then I've just left it. and I've gone over into busy work. I've gone over into doing. And the doing is required for sure. That's part of being in business. You have to do. I can tell you though, I avoided a lot of this because I thought I'm busy. I'm growing my business. I'm doing what's required to grow my business. But you can't just be doing. You have to be up leveling. You have to be doing both. You have to be doing the physical work, but you also have to be doing the mental, the spiritual, the psychological, the personal development work. Because if you have never been at the level that you desire to be at, there are things that have not yet developed within you to get you there. And you know how come we know that's true? Because if you had that in you already, you'd already be there. And that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. You want to really be so curious about where you are at and what's going on, not from the place of blame or shame or ridiculing yourself, because that's just going to get you into a friggin' loop in your head that's going to keep you back into that blame and shame. You want to come at this from the space of being so curious, so absolutely, I really wonder, is this possible? And if you don't think it's possible, but you're curious, just keep playing with that curiosity because there might be something there for you. Again, if you feel a kick when you read something, if you feel a ugh, or you feel that person's full of shit, right? If you have a reaction, it doesn't matter what the reaction is, there is something in here for you. So what we want to definitely be doing is we want to look at the absolute truth. So if you knew what was holding you back, what's the first thought that jumps into your mind? That's a question to play with continuously, not from the space of digging into your head and looking for the answer, but really putting that out there. Because if you've been avoiding, and most of us have been, if you've been avoiding the truth, it's not going to be sitting in your brain. It's going to be somewhere buried behind maybe some triggers. It's going to be buried behind some judgment. It's going to be barricaded from your truth right in front of you right now. You've got to be willing to play with that question. So one thing that you want to also continue to really acknowledge is that avoidance is the most common and most expensive form of self-sabotage. Avoidance. Can you imagine if you were no longer avoiding the truth of what's going on with you? If you were no longer avoiding really putting it out on the table, whether it's with your coach, whether it's with a colleague, whether it's just with yourself, if you were no longer avoiding and you were willing to look at all the pieces and parts, what would actually change in your business? And where would you then have the opportunity to make new choices? You see, when you're avoiding something, you can't make a new choice around it because your energy is just doing everything to avoid it. It's up to you to be willing to look at the truth, be willing to see it from a different perspective than you've ever been willing to look at it from before. When you refuse to look at what's not working, you absolutely guarantee that it's going to continue. That's a hard truth, right? Whenever you continue to avoid, you're going to continue to have the same results. And what if you're somebody out here you're doing the work, you're doing your personal development work, you're doing all the things, but you have this sense of there's something more. There's something else. There's somewhere that I'm holding back. You don't have to quote unquote know the answer to that. You don't have to go into judgment of yourself or proving the rightness of I'm doing all these things, Christine. But if you get a hit that there is something, what you want to do is you want to create space to allow yourself to come into the awareness of it. You want to create that space within yourself and within your business to allow that truth to rise to the top. And that requires removing the avoidance, that requires removing the judgment and the shame about who you are and the fact that you haven't been there yet, or there's, what are people going to think? All of that crazy making that is out there in the world, right? We have been indoctrined, we've been programmed into the shoulds. And we agree and align with that because we get rewarded for it. We get accolades for it. We have little wins here and there, and then we think, well, the shoulds are keeping me on track. You know what? Sometimes the shoulds do protect us, but they don't usually support our up level. And you, as an entrepreneur that desires greater, that knows there's something else possible, this is where you've got to let go of these shoulds and allow yourself to really embrace what's underneath the avoidance. So even if you get a very small hit, like a 1% out of 100 that you're avoiding something, that's where the truth is. That's where the up level is as well. Because when you start to look at the truth, that's going to begin to create the momentum where avoidance creates stagnation, right? We're like doing the dog paddle when we're avoiding, right? We're doing, but we're getting nowhere. We're not getting to our biggest, highest desires. When you spend time with yourself, maybe you do this once a day, maybe you do it once a month, maybe you do it once a year, right? When you're starting to look at your next year, you're looking at your accomplishments, and then you're putting these big targets in place. And you start to say, yeah, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And then do you ever notice that when you put all these big, huge desires out there, and then the next day you start to go into doing, and you repeat the same type of pattern? That's the avoidance. So if you're doing that once a day, once a year, whenever, the avoidance is actually keeping you in stagnation. It's not bringing you to those higher goals, those higher abilities. And I want you to know something, and I heard this a very, very long time ago. If you have a desire on your heart, it is possible. It can't be in your realm, in your thoughts. It can't be anywhere around you or part of your being if it's not part of your desire, right? So you may not have, I don't have a desire to fly to the moon. Absolutely friggin' no. That's a no for me. So that possibility is not available to me because I'm not willing to make it available to me. But if you have a desire, there is some degree of you that is willing to have that possibility come to play. But you're also the person that's blocking it if you're not already there, because there are truths that you're avoiding. And if you weren't avoiding them, you would be taking the actions to get you there. I know it's a little bit of a twist, but it truthfully is what I want to bring to you today. I want you to know that anything is absolutely available to you. So if you have the desire, that's the big step one. That's the big step one. Now, this is where the real work begins, is how do I get from where I am, Christine, to where I desire to be? Well, it's within you, my friend. It's within you to change it. It's within you to make another choice. And it's within you to become brave enough to do the heavy lifting. I have worked in my business, 10, 15 hours straight. I've done it many, many days in my life. Didn't get me farther. Yeah, I got my to-dos done. I got all the boxes checked on my to-do list, but it didn't grow my business. I can tell you absolutely with total 100% confidence that what grew my business is when I grew me. When I started to look at the truth of what I was avoiding, when I started to really watch myself, where am I being triggered? What's going on? What am I having a reaction to? Why the hell did I react to that? When I started to really become transparent with myself and transparent with the support mechanisms around me, my coach, my colleagues who hold me accountable to what I say, right? It's not easy when somebody calls you out on your own words. You want to kind of give them the Why don't you just shuffle off to Buffalo words, right? But here's the thing. I'm more committed to myself than I am committed to saving face. I am more committed to following my knowing than I am to protecting myself from embarrassment. I don't give a shit. So what? I'm going to be embarrassed. But guess what? I'm going to have my dreams. And I am farther down my path of having my dreams today than I have ever been. And I know the number one reason is because I've been willing to hold myself accountable to the truth and to do this deep work. And deep work is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. But when you do it and you start to receive the expansion, it's such a blessing. If you understand that you're going through to the other side when you're going through it, and you realize you're actually going through it, you're not staying in it, you're going through it, you're farther along than you will ever be when you're willing to acknowledge that part. And you will get there faster and faster than you've ever even imagined. It doesn't have to take you years and years and years of therapy to get you there, truthfully. All right, we are up to our break of the show. Do not go away. I have so much more that I want to share with you. And if you're brave enough to stick around, I applaud you. So you're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm the host, Christine McIver. We're on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at christinemciver.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, you were brave enough. You stuck around. Well done. Well done. Welcome back, everyone. Yes, I'm Christine McIver, host of the Inspired Choices for Business Growth show. And today we're talking all about what you're sabotaging. Where are you sabotaging your business? There's the first segment. If you're just joining, you need to go back and listen to it because I really set the stage to kick your butt. And you wouldn't be here if you weren't willing to have your butt kicked. And when I say butt, I mean the butts that are in your head, not your ass. Okay? Willing to have those butts kicked to the curb is why you're here. And those are the types of people that I work with. I work with entrepreneurs that are willing to just drop the facade, drop all of the pretentiousness, drop all of the barriers of judgment, and are really willing to look at what they've actually created and where they are not being truthful with themselves, where they are avoiding. So the first point we were talking about is actually what we do in our business. The biggest place of sabotage is avoiding the truth, the really hard truth. And it is hard. It is hard to receive that truth about ourselves. But here's the thing. It's the truth about you. Some of the ways that you have been behaving are other people's truths, other people's beliefs, right? Because you were watching what they were doing. You were told this is how you need to do X, Y, Z, whether it was from like kindergarten or from this part of your life, in this part of your business. You were doing what other people said you should do. And you were avoiding who you are and what's really going on for you. When you get to the truth of who you are, of the places that need support and love and different choices, oh my God, that place has so much space, so much ability for you to feel phenomenal. You won't even believe it. Because to get there, sometimes it's a tunnel of hell or feels like a tunnel of hell. But the fact is that you, when you say yes to leaning in, you will get on the other side of it. You absolutely will. The next point that I really want to bring to the truth of where you're sabotaging is you're willing to stay comfortable. How many of us say, oh, I just want to have peace. I just want to have peace. I just want to have ease. I just want to be happy. Oh my gosh, I've said those things so many times. What we're actually saying in business when we're saying this is, I want to stay comfortable. You're choosing comfort over growth more often than you actually think. You're playing safe. You're playing small. You're quietly avoiding what is actually eroding your potential. Playing safe and choosing to be comfortable is quietly eroding your potential. So every time you shrink, every time you avoid the growth, every time you avoid the truth, you reinforce your ceiling of success. I know that one bites, right? It's like, jeepers creepers. You know that ceiling of success, right? People talk about like, oh, breaking that $100,000, earning $100,000. I remember that. Oh my God, this was so funny when I realized that. If this is not the first time, you know that one of my first big careers was in human resources. And when I really hit the pinnacle of my career in human resources, I was a director of an international organization. I was a director within Ontario, Canada. And this is a company that had close to 1,000 employees worldwide. And I was the director of Ontario. Basically, I was the director for all of Canada in human resources. And, I had the credit card for traveling. I had the position title. I had the office. I mean, I really thought, okay, I made it. I finally made it. And then after my first full year in business or in HR, when I sat down with my numbers, I sat down with my T4, I sat down with the bonus that I received, I sat down with everything. I only hit $99,000. 99,000. And I was like, oh my God. And I felt like that was my threshold. And for a very, very long time, I thought, well, that's my ceiling. If I can get to 99,000 in my own business, then I'm doing really well. Because in my mind, right, I had hit a really high marker within the corporate world. And so that to me said, hey, if I can get to 99,000, that means I'm super successful in my business. But what that actually meant was that was my ceiling. That was my success ceiling. So when I did hit that in my business, I thought, excellent, fantastic. This means I've actually succeeded. But there was bigger truths behind saying, hang on a second, you don't have the things that you desire. You have bigger desires. Money was not the only desire. You have bigger desires. You have more dreams. You have more creations that you want to bring to the world, and then you want them to be out there in the world in a bigger way. This is actually your ceiling. Ooh, that was a hard truth to look at. So how many of you are actually choosing comfort over crashing that ceiling, your success ceiling? Are you investing more in being comfortable than in growing beyond your comfort zone? Are you more interested in having a day-to-day operation where you are not challenged, where you have ease, where you come into your job, you come into your business, things go really, really well, things are quiet, things are calm, everything is easy, and you can end your day on total ease? Over growing, expanding, really challenging you personally and as the CEO of your business. I am not saying that every day needs to be like you're pulling your guts out. I'm not saying that. But pay attention. If you have too many days where it's comfortable, and you haven't hit your big desires, you are playing small. You are avoiding the truth of what's going on so that you can have comfort. Growth will always cost you your comfort zone. Growth will always cost you your comfort zone. But growth will also bring you the rewards of your desires. So ask yourself, am I playing small? Am I choosing comfort over growth? If you are, it's time to change that. And it's time for you to grow. And you know why that's so important? Why it's so important that we challenge ourselves is because there's more inside of us that can contribute to the world, can contribute to our own world, our family's world, our team's world, the community within which we live, and the world in full when we are stepping in and growing ourselves more and more. I contribute more today to people than I ever have. I contribute more today than I ever have when I was in that HR job, because I have constantly challenged myself to grow and to look at the truth of what's real for me. And those people in the world that are attracted to work with me, they too feel the need within themselves to grow. So because I grow myself, I support others to grow themselves. And together we are creating and contributing to a world greater than we've had yesterday. You have a responsibility to grow. You have a responsibility to get out of your comfort zone and to smash through your ceiling of success so you can have greater, so you can change the world. You playing comfortable, you playing small, it doesn't change the world. So if you have a desire on your heart to change the world, you need to hold yourself accountable to this, and you need to get uncomfortable. You need to be willing to stop the avoidance and to truly challenge yourself to lean in. To lean in. You can always grow yourself more and more. And I know that to be true. I know that there are entrepreneurs out there, there are CEOs out there that people go, wow, you're already successful. Why don't you take it easy? Why don't you retire? Why don't you do this or you do that? But those individuals know there's always something more they can do to grow themselves. And so can you. Overthinking instead of executing is another fabulous way that we sabotage ourselves. Because we believe that, hey, I'm doing. I'm thinking. I am, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking about that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And oh, I have all these ideas and I'm this and I'm that. Or you're in the, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, what's wrong with me? Right? You're in that negative voice that continues to hold you back. You've got to kick your own butt forward. You've got to say, enough is enough with this bullshit. Enough is enough. I didn't come into body so that I could ridicule myself repeatedly. I did not come here so I could play small. I came here to have an amazing experience and to contribute to the world. So when you're overthinking, you're not executing. You're not thinking about, what could I be doing? You don't have a strategy problem. You have a decision problem. So many people get caught up in that loop of overthinking and they think that that's actually strategy. That's not strategy. Even if you have a small idea, but you take action on it and you learn from it and you grow from it, you're moving forward more than the person that is sitting behind making beautiful spreadsheets, making beautiful websites, doing all these things that appear like they're growing when they're actually not. In reality, what is happening is you're delaying momentum and you're killing opportunities. Stop overthinking. Take action. Make a choice. Execution actually begins to create clarity, because when you make a choice, when you execute on something, you're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn about what works for you. You're going to learn about, wait a minute, I still need to grow in this area. Or, wow, I was triggered when I took that action, and this is what occurred. And this gives you more ammunition to learn about yourself. And for when you're willing to not look away, you're going to be growing yourself. You want to begin to decide faster and move faster, because that way you're going to learn faster. You are here for a reason: to grow the world, to grow your world, to create amazing opportunities for yourself and those around you. Understand, like I said in my last show, you are leading yourself. Are you willing to lead yourself to stop sabotaging, to stop avoiding the truth, to stop being comfortable, and to really begin to take action? Enough. You can have done 1,000 different things to create your strategy. And I am all about strategy. Don't get me wrong. But you can be in the forever strategy loop. If you're not taking action, you're not growing. And you're not learning about yourself. And you're absolutely not going to learn about what you're doing that's sabotaging your success, your greater success. Because you, as an entrepreneur, should have no ceiling. You should be continuously challenging yourself to move beyond that ceiling. Imagine what your world would be like if you were willing to lean into that even more. Just imagine, even 10%. If you leaned in and you had 10% more success today than you had the last 10 years, imagine what could change in your world. Imagine what could change in your family's world. Imagine the contribution you could be making that yesterday you could have really used, that if tomorrow you would do it, could change everything, could really, really change everything. This is where I want to challenge you. This is where I want to invite you in. This is not easy work, but it is rewarding work. And this is where the true work happens for an entrepreneur. Not learning all the tech, not educating yourself on every new AI blarney that's out there. We'll talk about that another time. The real work for every entrepreneur is within themselves. And the real growth in your business starts with you. All right, we are up to our next break of the show, my friends. Do stick around. You're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm your host, Christine McIver, and we'll be right back.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, I'm Christine McIver. I'm a business optimization expert, the CEO of Inspired Choices Network, Inspired Choices, or ICN Publishing, ICN Signature Summits, Podcast to Bookshelf, and a few more. So today we are talking all about where you're sabotaging your business. So you're not just sabotaging yourself, you're also sabotaging your business. If your business has potential, if the business ideas that you have and you've laid out there of as the possibilities, you're actually sabotaging your business, and your business isn't you. Your business is separate from you. Have you ever thought about the business you've created to date, and once you leave? Once you shuffle off to Buffalo, you're no longer in your body. What's going to happen to your business? Is your business going to go on? When you are looking at that perspective, you can see how you are not your business. Your business is separate and has the possibility that it can go on. Well, it can also grow beyond you today while you're alive. And you have this opportunity to stop sabotaging your business, to really expand your business. But it starts with you, my friend. One of the biggest ways that people are sabotaging their business is by refusing to be seen. Visibility is required for business growth, period. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do what I'm doing. It doesn't mean you have to do what everybody else is doing, but you've got to be willing to be seen in some way, in some capacity, to support your business to grow. You want to absolutely be stepping up into the visibility that will change things for your business. So if people don't know you exist, they can't buy from you. They can't hire you. They can't work with you. They can't even consider working with you if you are hiding, if you are doing busy work again and again and again, if you are avoiding hiring support so that you can get out there and grow your business more. They can't find you. They can't hire you. It's so, so important. Hiding behind perfection as well, or I'm not ready yet, is a huge form of sabotage. Again, we were talking before the break about making decisions and making choices. Are you ever going to be truly ready? No, you're not, because you're avoiding. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have everything lined up exactly because you have self-doubt that's driving you. You do, because you're avoiding stepping in and taking the chance that you may fail. When you try things on, when you step in and you start to show up, you start to learn about what's working and what's not working for you first. And then those around you that you would like to work with, that you would like to have hire you. Understand that your voice and your message are meant to be seen and heard. And the longer you wait, the more you're going to delay your impact in the world, the impact of your business, how your business can contribute. It's not easy stepping out for the first time. It certainly isn't. The very first time that I ever did my own show, it was not video, it was radio only. It was live radio that turned into a podcast. The first time that I did it, I was so petrified, truly petrified and excited all at the same time, which is the weirdest combination ever. My entire body was shaking. My voice was shaking, my physical body was shaking. And what was coming up was a lot of tears of fear, anxiety, and excitement that it's finally arrived. The opportunity had finally arrived. I really felt like in my business that I had finally made it. This was after about 3 years of really, really feeling like I was climbing a big hill. All right. And so all of these emotions came up, and I had a choice. I had a choice to run and hide and to continue to play small and be comfortable, or to challenge myself to lean in even more. And I leaned in. I have this gene that says, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I certainly don't want to say that, I couldn't do it. Thankfully, I'm grateful for that gene. Sometimes it's, I may not have skydived if I didn't have that gene, but I do. And I'm glad that I skydived once I got to the ground. I was glad. But this is something that when you understand that you have got to step in and you've got to be seen, you've got to get yourself out there, you can change everything and you will stop sabotaging your business. And the longer you buy into you're afraid, you're too afraid, you can't do it, what are people going to think? As long as you're up there in that part of your self-doubt brain, you're not going to step in. You want to put more weight on your dreams and desires than you do on your self-doubt. What's going to happen? What is the absolute worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to do a live show, a live radio show, and you're going to cry, and people are going to know. I didn't die. I continued to breathe. I actually have now been doing my own show for more than 15 years. So yeah, it's worked out pretty good because I continued to choose. That's the thing. You've got to keep willing to choose, to take more action. It makes all the difference in the world. You know, another really big thing that people do again and again that's sabotaging their business is they are undervaluing their expertise. So many people go, well, I can't charge that much because, you know, it's too easy for me. It's easy. Like, that's not valuable. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So therefore, no, wrong. You know, there's quite a few different things that I do with entrepreneurs when I work with them. And one of the big things is really showing them the value of their expertise. It's an important exercise that we need to be doing again and again. So when you're discounting yourself before anything, you are actually destroying your business. Discounting yourself before anyone else does is actually not allowing yourself to be seen as an expert, not allowing yourself to be received as the expert that you are. How comfortable are you actually saying, I'm brilliant at this? How comfortable are you saying that you're an expert in this area? Do you understand that what you know, exactly all the pieces and parts that you know, nobody else knows? There's nobody that has your knowledge, your experience, and your energy, the energy of who you are. Nobody else that has your same heart, nobody else that has your same determination. You are unique. And because of that, there are people that are looking for you, but you've got to believe this. So when you are undercharging and you're not going to be seen as an expert. And here's a big thing that so many people do is they undercharge and then they over deliver and think it's noble. They think it is actually something that people are going to love. No, it's actually quite damaging. It's damaging to how people see you and how people value you. And it's damaging to your business because it's going to shut it down. It also attracts the wrong clients. It attracts clients that are going to drain your energy, and it attracts clients that are constantly going to see you as a price before they see your value and your expertise. Your pricing reflects your self-perception of who you are. Your pricing says to the world, this is how valuable I am, and this is how valuable what I do is. And if that makes you uncomfortable, I want you to send me an email because there is so much work that can be done and quite quickly that can change that all around. It's not easy when you raise your standards, but when you do, your business is going to follow. Are you willing to raise your standards? Are you willing to change everything so that you can have more consistency in your business of finances, more consistency with clients? You know, a lack of consistency actually creates inconsistent income, a lack of, consistency of showing up, a lack of consistency of challenging yourself. That's really one of the biggest things that's sabotaging. You've got to continue to lean in over and over and over again. You can't build trust if you just show up sporadically. with others, but with yourself more. Right? When you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it and you go hide again and again and again, you don't actually trust yourself. So then you don't challenge yourself to step up. So then you don't make the choice to step up, which sabotages your business. It's chaos. It really, really is. Momentum is built through repetition, challenging yourself, not just bursts of effort. I see people out here that are quite brilliant and they'll pop up for a while and then they'll go away. And then they'll pop up and then they'll go away. Even the people that are popping up consistently, but there are a little bit of chaos, they're going to get there faster than you. And you're brilliant, but you're not willing to show up consistently. So are you willing to commit to showing up whether you feel like it or not? That is one of the things that I do. I'll tell you again and again. I will say to myself, okay, McIver, get back to it. Get in there, McIver. Get to it. And there are things that I know I need to be doing more. And I'm looking at that. I'm challenging myself. Hey, I'm not great at this. I need to challenge myself in this area if I want to continue to grow where I desire to be. All right. So, yes. I have someone in the chat room that says, yes, even if your whole body hurts, you want to show up and do it. Do it. All right. We're up to our last break of the show. Do not go away. Don't go away. We're not done yet. You're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm your host, Christine McIver, and we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And if you are enjoying today's show, even if it's uncomfortable, would you please pop over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review, plus leave some words, because the algorithm will help to push out your review so other people can find it that need to really hear this truth. All right, we'll be right back.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being brave to hit that play button and listen in on what can really change things for you and for your business. We have been talking all about where you're sabotaging your business, and lots of people are. You may not be sabotaging it to shut it down, but you may be sabotaging it to grow beyond where you've ever even imagined it can grow. One of the things that we were talking about was how you need to be willing to be seen. And if you are willing to be seen and you haven't been doing it, and you are interested in stepping up and having your own live show, podcast, TV show, why not reach out to me, Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. We are looking for hosts that are really willing to step in and bring their expertise to the world. And you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to have done it before, but you get to focus on your brilliance and your expertise with a team behind you to help you to grow. And I'm one of those team members that's going to help you to grow and leverage your business utilizing being seen. Another way to be seen is to write your own book. And if you have a podcast and you would like to bring your podcast and turn it into a book, we have a service called Podcast to Bookshelf. And this is an amazing way to be seen. This is my book, if you're not watching. The book is called CEO Without Apology. And this is a book that will really challenge you in both the business sense and in the personal development sense as a CEO to change your reality. This is going to get you attention, and this is going to leverage your business even more. So you definitely want to check out both, and you can grab that book on Amazon, on any Amazon platform. So a few more points before we end the show. We were talking about, all the things that are sabotaging your business. Holding on to what isn't working is also another way that we sabotage our business. We keep doing what's already done because we don't want to have to challenge ourselves, to get uncomfortable, to step up and really look at what's going on or what's not working. When you're keeping strategies and offers or habits that have already been proven ineffective going, you're just sabotaging your business because you're investing time, money, and identity into them doesn't mean that they work. It means that you are allowing yourself to keep small, to not continue to grow yourself. And if you are not willing to continue to grow yourself, your business is not going to grow, right? You're not going to just be able to do the same thing over and over again. That's going to have you in stagnation. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you're going to be like a dog paddling in water. You're just not going anywhere, not really going. You want to let go of what feels like failure, but you want to stay stuck in it even worse. Like you're thinking about, oh, I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to be a failure, but you stay stuck. And when you're staying stuck, it's making things even worse. You want to really look at, who am I surrounding myself with? Am I surrounding myself with the people that are really challenging me to grow, or people that are just standing there rah-rahing me and just are saying everything I'm doing is right and correct? Are you connected with people that stay in the stream of just pointing at other people and pointing out what's wrong with everybody else, thinking that, your righteousness is going to change things for you? It's not. What's going to change things is when you lean into yourself and you look at the truth of what you're choosing or not choosing, right? Stop avoiding taking responsibility for your results in your business. Take responsibility. I'm not growing my business because, here's the results of my business. What could I be choosing that could be different? Where do I need to look at what I'm doing or not doing? Where am I avoiding actually doing the deep work? Right? One of the biggest places that a lot of entrepreneurs don't grow their business is because they don't see themselves as the CEO of their business, and they're actually avoiding operating as the CEO. And I've been there. I probably, for the first 10 years of my life, I didn't see myself as a CEO. I wasn't operating with the mindset, the thinking of a CEO. I was operating from a business owner. Business owners do. CEOs step up in a very, very big different way. And that's where I'm challenging you in this show. If you've been listening, if you've gotten anything out of it, I appreciate you being here. I hope that this contributed to you and contributes to your business in the future. If you would like to reach out, if you would like to work with me so that you can grow yourself and grow your business in a much more pleasant way while moving through the challenges, email me, Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. Next week, our show is from self-sabotage to CEO power. I'm going to challenge you even more. So don't go away. You want to definitely come back. There's hundreds of shows that I've already done. Again, grab my book, listen in. There's so many shows here on the network, on the Inspired Choices Network, that will challenge you, that will show you different possibilities that could really contribute to you, to your body, to your bank account, to the lives that you interact with. You came here for a reason. How about you lean in and challenge yourself even more so you can create that world that you desire? Until I see you next week, until we connect again, I want you to always remember that you can make another choice, my friend. It is absolutely possible. Until then, take good care of yourself. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. Christine McIver will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Be sure to join us again for you and your business. Until then, remember to make the choices that align with your true desires. This is your business, and it's time to create the future you truly want.